Hello everybody, it's Non-C News here, and I'm sorry I didn't upload yesterday, but I'm going to make it up today. So I'm kind of going to combine yesterday's, what was going to be yesterday's video and yesterday's news and today's news. So this is probably going to be a bit of a longer episode, but I hope you don't mind. So there's a lot of interesting news that we have to discuss today. So first, we're just going to go down to we got some news from Saudi Arabia. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia accepted the invitation of the acting Iranian President Mohammed uh, Akhabert to visit Iran. So relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran might be normalizing, might be getting a bit easier, judging by the Crown Prince is now visiting Tehran. We also got more news from the Middle East. Well, this is the breaking news that the Egyptian army and the Israeli army has had a bit of a shootout in the town of Rafah on the border. There's been reports that an Egyptian soldier died during the shootout with an Israeli troops at the Rafah checkpoint at Khan radio station. So somewhere here, the Egyptian army and the Israeli army has now clashed, and now an Egyptian soldier has died during this. We don't know if any Israeli soldiers, IDF soldiers, died or got severely injured or anything, but this is just the news that we just got. That's basically breaking news that we just had. So let's hope that this doesn't escalate into a regional war with Egypt and Israel. But very, very bad things coming from Israel, uh, according to Egypt and other things. All right, we've got news from Putin. Putin has visited Uzbekistan today. If you see this is him leaving the plane, and I'm pretty sure that is the Uzbekistan president meets him. And today, well, the full speech isn't out yet. They're talking right now, but this is just a small thing that he said. Putin calls for decent conditions for Uzbek citizens working in the Russian Federation. Russia appreciates their contribution to the development of the economy and especially the construction and housing and commercial services and transport and logistics centers, the president noted. So Putin's in Uzbekistan. We will get more news if anything comes military. Like well, I'll keep you noted. We don't know anything yet, but we've got some breaking news actually coming from North Korea. North Korea actually, if you see, not actually the country of North Korea, but in Okinawa, which is this small island here, this one. If you can see this image, an evacuation warning for Japan's Okinawa following the alleged North Korean missile launch has been lifted. So a North Korean missile did go over Okinawa, and if you see, the Japanese media published a video of the rocket that supposedly exploded in the air. So if you can see that big explosion, so we'll get more confirmations about that, but we don't know if it's true yet. But I'll keep you updated into it, and I'll keep you updated if it was a North Korean missile or just a random Japanese experiment or something like this. We're gonna go to Spain. We got some very, very interesting news from Spain and very, very good news for Ukraine. Um, this is big news coming from Reuters. Spain is going to give Ukraine 1 billion euros worth of military aid. This is a huge amount. This is a massive military package. You can see in this image, if I can put it in, he's very happy there. But we can expect at least one Patriot system being sent. We've got 19 second-hand German-made Leopard 2A4 tanks, and Spanish-made weapons such as anti-drone gear and ammunition, and obviously the one Patriot, US-made Patriot system, and more missiles to it. So this is massive, massive news coming from Ukraine. This could actually potentially stable the front. I might go as far as, because one Patriot system could completely cut off all um, air dominance, either Kharkiv or the whole front line, or like in this regions here. So very, very big news. $1 billion worth of military aid going to Ukraine. We got some news coming from the United Kingdom that the UK will reintroduce conscription if the Conservative Party wins parliamentary elections on July the 4th, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said. According to Sunak's plan, the British citizens from 18 to 24 years old will be required to either serve a year in the army or devote 2 days of every month for every year to socially useful work, like helping the police, utility workers, doctors, firefighters. So this is very, very big news coming from UK. They're gathering soldiers and they're gathering other things. So we can expect military conscription coming from the UK very soon if the Conservative Party wins. That's if. So it's not completely in yet, but I'm just going to give you that news because it's non-seen news. We got a demonstration in Paris. We got a little protest that happened supporting the independence movement in New Caledonia was held in Paris. Protests in New Caledonia have been ongoing for 13 days and resulted in 7 casualties so far. So you don't know, this might be a big domino effect. More people, not just in mainland France, but in New Caledonia. If you don't know where New Caledonia is, so this is Australia. This is China, Papua New Guinea, and Solomon Islands. So New Caledonia is very, very far from mainland France. So it's basically a colony, but it's basically, I would say, annexed into mainland France. But a lot of stuff been happening here. The French forces had to deploy the military here to quiet the situation happening there. So very interesting stuff. We got some news coming from Kiev. The well, people say former president because on May 20th, apparently Zelensky's reign, his legitimacy has went down, but he still does the laws and everything. So Zelensky has begged or demanded or asked Biden and Xi Jinping to attend the premiere of his Swiss peace conference that's happening. China did respond and said that they're not going to go if Russia doesn't go. So it's a bit of a dead end here. So China will go if Russia will go. Biden's not even going to the Swiss Ukrainian peace conference. So it's a bit of a dead end situation there. We got some news that the delegation from the US House of Representatives, led by House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCall, will visit Taiwan from May 26th to 30th. This is reported by American Institute in Taiwan. So, if you guys remember the last visit America did, I think it was a woman, some woman, I forgot who her name was. But there was a woman that went from America and to Taiwan, and Taiwan said it won't let her land in Taiwan. So I don't know if this is going to be the same. I don't know if China's going to do like an even bigger blockade, because when this woman came over, they did a blockade. They got that aviation over Taiwan. So very interesting news that they're going to send McCall, a representative, to Taiwan. So this is going to actually increase the tensions between Taiwan and China, Republic of China and the People's Republic of China. So we could expect, well, I'm going to guess that just according from China, the People's Republic of China's mainland China's history of US politicians going to Taiwan, they usually have a big, military, like what they're doing now, via this red liners. They'll get all their navy there and aviation and just like warm people. So we can expect an even bigger escalation into the to the Taiwan to the Republic of China. We got some news coming from you got some news coming from Moscow itself. Sudan and Russia intend to sign a number of military and economic agreements, including the creation of a Russian naval logistics center in the Red Sea. So, if you guys don't know where the Red Sea is, the Red Sea is here, and Sudan is this country here. So, it owns this coast up to here. So, Russia and Sudan are wanting to sign agreements. Russia has offered Russian weapons going to Sudan in return of naval logistics centers in the Red Sea, and Russia's military cooperation through logistics support center rather than a full-fledged military base. Um, exchange, so they're going to give Sudan urgent required weapons and ammunition. So, and this goes economically too. So, very, very big news coming from Sudan and Russia. We got some news from the EU that the EU Foreign Minister has approved new sanctions against the Russian Federation for human rights violations. So, I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. We don't know what the sanctions are. We don't know what it's going to do too. So we'll see. And we got some news coming from the US that the US national debt has reached a record high of $34.6 trillion in April. So if you look at this graph, you can see the steady increase of US debt, and it has increased by 47% or 11 trillion in just 4 years. So in 4 years, 11 trillion of US debt was added to the US national debt. That's massive. But I'll obviously again keep you updated on this. I'm not an economic guy. I don't really know what this means for the US, but I'll sure keep you updated. And we got some news coming from Germany. The German Chancellor Scholz admitted that Ukraine's entry into NATO is not expected in the next 30 years. So this is this is not the NATO representative of Stoltenberg, but this is the German Chancellor. And if you want to join NATO, all NATO countries must agree that it can join. And German Chancellor Scholz is saying that Ukraine entry in NATO is not expected for 30 years. So this is massive, massive news. Because he's saying that NATO has no business, like no real interest of inviting Ukraine in NATO in the next, coming years. Like it's not on their top priority. They don't really care. So that's according to Scholz, the German Chancellor. So you take that however you want to take it. And we got some news coming from Belarus and Russia. Yep. The joint air force and defense exercises with Russia and Belarus have begun in the territory of Belarus, the Belarusian defense minister has reported. So we should expect Russian aviation and Belarusian aviation probably just lingering near the NATO lines or the Ukrainian lines, just exercising to probably see how prepared they would be if like a NATO invasion, if ever happened in the territory of Belarus and Russia. So we'll just see. We have no other news about that. And again, we just get more news about an upcoming. We're getting more and more videos and reports that Russian troops are gaining, and gaining more troops on the Sumy border here. And there's more and more reports that more troops, thousands of people a day are coming to that border. So very, very big news. And you take that however you want to take it. And we got some news. The only news I've got for you today: Ukraine has once again entered Kranky. This is Kranky, this is Kherson section. This is Ukraine. This is the southern line, and this is a river crossing. And the Ukrainians have landed here, and they have actually put a Ukrainian flag up and marked it as Ukrainian controlled territory. So I've moved the map to here. I believe that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked it, and I know this is a bit of a longer video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I will provide you the non-scene news that Western media and other medias don't provide to you. I will show you the non-scene news, and I hope you guys have a very, very good day, or night, or good afternoon. So I wish you luck from afar, and have a good one. See ya.